Hello, everybody. I'm Peter Studenik, and today I'm broadcasting live for Tinnitus Success Story group. What I want to do today is to share my story, and the main aim is to give you the trust that your tinnitus can be cured as well. Just several things needs to be done. I don't say that any tinnitus can be cured, but most of tinnitus sufferers can be cured, and it's already happening that a lot of people is getting cured, and there are more and more success stories over the internet. I'm happy to see that. So a little bit about me. I will tell you my story, what I did, what helped me and what helped me not, how I changed my life, and then there will be space for your questions. Or if you want to share your story, I will be happy to hear it. So my story began in 2010 when I went to concert in music club, and this concert was very loud, and I thought that the promoters knows what they do, and the level is high, but still there is some limits which they follow, and it can't hurt me. After the concert, I went home, and when I was trying to sleep, I start to hear the very high pitch sound in my ears and in my head. It happened even before when I was younger and going to disco. That every night after this disco, I heard this sound. But other day it went out, and I didn't hear it at all. But this time it was different, because also I was not able to hear sound properly, because the sound was very loud, and I started to see that I'm hearing this whistling sound or ringing sound in my ears on the morning and the whole day and day after that. And at this, after the second day or third day, I started to being really scared, because I could not sleep. I could not concentrate on work because of this sound, and I started to be a bit nervous that it didn't go out as it was many times before after the concert or party. So what I did, I went to internet and started to finding some way how to cure it, or what is it, and I found out very quickly that this could be tinnitus. And second thing, which was very bad, that it can't be cured. And at that moment, I was really frightened. I can't sleep 3 hours a day. I could not concentrate at work at all. I was nervous. I closed everything, and I can't communicate it with anyone. And I just was like, my life finished, because if this will stay forever, I can't live with it. Anyway, I still had the hope that somehow I will be able to cure it. And I started to go to doctors, to air specialists, to neurologists, and I visited many doctors, maybe 5, 7, and all told me the same. you have tinnitus, and you will take these pills, these drugs, which will help you to increase blood in your ears, and it will be cured, or it should be cured after 3 months. So I take these pills every day, but it didn't happen at all, and I was going to deeper and deeper despair and fear. From time to time, I went to internet to check if there is some treatment or something, but there was only like people in big despair and claiming that they have tinnitus for many years and there is no cure. So after 3 months, I went to doctor and said, okay, I took these pills, but it didn't help at all. What should I do now? And he said, there is nothing to do. If you have this tinnitus to 3 months, it is acute. Now it is chronic, and chronic is forever. You need to find a way how to live with it. I said, what? It is not possible for me. And he said, I'm sorry, I can't do anything for you. There is no cure for that. So I went home, I was crying a lot, and I was angry a lot, and I just want to get rid of it. So I started to go to another doctors, to alternative therapy, Chinese medicine, Ayurveda, physiotherapists. I changed my diet. I visited many specialists on herbs, etc., and tried everything to cure myself, but it didn't help me a lot, just a little. And then I give up. I said, okay, doctor said there is no cure. The medicine, alternative medicine, didn't help me. And after 1 year or 1.5 years of searching and going to doctors, I gave up and said, okay, what can I do? I can't live without that, but there is no cure. I was totally lost. So I try to start to live with that, try to get used to it, and try to somehow don't think about it, try to go out with people. But I tried maybe for 2 months, but it was very bad, and I was not happy from anybody, and it was very, very hard for me to push myself to be happy or to don't think about it. I was not able to do that. So after 2 months, I said, okay, I can't live without that. I need to find a way. So I started to search the internet again, and maybe after half a year or 1 year, I found a therapist. Hello, Samantha, and hello, Debbie. Looking forward to see you here. So we already started. I hope the video will be available after live session, so you can see the beginning after that. So after 1 year of this next searching, I found an article from Pavel Yastrebov about tinnitus, and this article was about he is a neurologist, and he looked at tinnitus from neurology point of view, not from the ear point of view, and he claimed that this is not problem of ears, it is a problem of our filters in our brain, and these filters working this way that if any sound is important for us, the brain is increasing the sound. If it is not important for us, it is decreasing the sound of unimportant thing. You can imagine that when you are in the crowded space and someone said, I don't know, name of your friend, for example, George, you don't even recognize it. But if someone will say your name, you will immediately look that side, because brain knows that your name is important sound and is increasing the sound for you. The name of other person is not important and it is decreasing, so you are not hearing it at all. So this was first time I saw another point or another view on tinnitus, and he said, if you want to cure a tinnitus, you need to focus on your brain. I will say one more thing here, that it is very important on beginning to go to ear doctor, a neurologist, to see that you don't have any serious disease like I don't know, some problem with your ears, etc. So on the beginning, please go to the doctor just to check you have everything is okay on this side. But when doctor said, okay, your ears are okay, your brain is okay, you don't have any objective cause or no physical reason, you can check this way, which helped me. And first is to understand that the tinnitus is not problem of ear, but the problem, it is a thing of the brain. There was an experiment in late 50s, Hermann and Berger were scientists, and they were trying to find out if anybody in the world, even the health people, can hear the tinnitus. And what they did, they asked university members and put them to soundproof room, and they said to them, okay, we will be playing you some little sounds, and after 5 minutes you will go out and you will tell us what sound did you hear. And these healthy people go to this soundproof room, and everybody, they were going out and everybody was saying something. I was hearing a little whistling, I was hearing like some noise, I was hearing pumping, I was hearing ringing. So everybody, or 90% of these healthy people, heard something. And this was the basis of Jastrebov searching, that he found out that mostly everybody on the planet is hearing tinnitus. So what is tinnitus? Tinnitus is the sound in our ears, which is generated by cells in ears. But why some people are hearing this tinnitus and why they are not, some of them don't hear it? So first of all, for the healthy people, the tinnitus is not imported sound. So the filter in the brain is lowering the volume and you can't hear it at all. For people with tinnitus, this sound is quite dangerous or interesting, and dangerous, interesting things, the brain is increasing this, as I said before, the example from the name. So what happened in my case was that I went to party, and after the party I heard this sound, and this sound stayed 2 or 3 days, because this is so-called disco tinnitus, and it means that you have damaged your ear cells, and they are going healed, and when they are healed there is more activity and the sound increased for 2 or 3 days, and after that it will go out and I will not hear it. But during these 2 or 3 days, I started to think about this sound, and and starting to find what it is, I go to internet, and immediately after I went on internet, my tinnitus increased, because I see that tinnitus is very dangerous. Tinnitus can't be heard; it will be forever. So this was very, very bad for me. And this is the cycle, closed cycle. You hear the sound, you start to consider the sound as dangerous, and if it is dangerous, your brain increases that. So this was my case, and sometimes there is some ear infection on beginning, or there could be also very, very big stress situation on beginning, because in stress, what we do is that we are our senses are working much, much better. We hear better, we see better. So sometimes it is stress, sometimes acute trauma, and there can be also problem with back spine. I will tell about everything. So this was like, for the first time I saw someone that was telling that tinnitus can be cured, but you need to focus on your brain and brain filters, and not on the ears. So after I recognized this, or I understood this, I started to look for sound therapy. And Pavel Yastrebov, he was testing 700 sounds, which can somehow change what you hear. When you hear this sound, your brain is like making consideration, or the brain is looking forward for this sound and not for the tinnitus sound. So he tested 700 sounds, and he found out that best is pink noise and white noise. When you are listening pink noise and white noise, your brain is taking attention also to this another sound, not just to your tinnitus. And this is how the sound therapy worked. And Syed is asking me if I found anything working. Yes, Syed, I had tinnitus 4 years. Now I hear 5 years complete silence, and this video session is about my way, how I get rid of it, or how I cure it. So this sound therapy was, for example, I would say maybe 40% of my cure. A lot of people is asking me, okay, I'm listening for sound therapy, I'm doing tinnitus retraining therapy, but it didn't help. There are two things. First of all, for me, only theater therapy didn't work. And second, the theater therapy needs to be done right. So theater therapy for me was 40% of my cure. And second, you need to do it right. I will explain shortly how to do it right. You need to listen 8 hours a day, pink noise. And you need to listen it very, very low volumes. And you need to listen it with good devices. Good devices means that you have special headphones, not the earplugs, which avoid listening sounds from outside. And you need to listen it very, very low volumes. The sound therapy must be always much, much lower than your tinnitus. What happened to me was that when I was listening this ping noise, my tinnitus was constant whistling and ringing in my ears for 3.5 years in a row. I hear that, I can't sleep. My marriage broke up. I had to sell my company, and I was like in big despair. I cannot sleep and concentrate on anything. I was really very in bad mood. So when I was listening this ping noise on very, very low volumes, after the times it happened that my ringing and whistling in ears started to change to this noise, to this ping noise. And at the beginning of the therapy, after several months, I was not able to see a difference between ping noise and my tinnitus. And after that, I realized that my tinnitus is like, now isn't just noise, it is not whistling anymore, and it is very, very low volume. I saw how it is decreasing volume, and after that, when the volume was very low, I said, okay, this sound didn't bother me at all, and then my tinnitus stops at all. And now I hear the silence as I hear 15 years ago. There is one more thing which helped me a lot. Before I had tinnitus, I suffered from migraines for 10 years. From when I was 20 to 30, I had migraines. Why it helped me? First of all, doctors in the time told me that migraine is for forever, and I need to take the pills forever, etc. But second thing, he told me you need to write your migraine diary to see what is like worsening your migraine and what is getting better. So after I had tinnitus, I know that I had already one incurable disease, and it was cured. So I didn't give up effort to find a way from tinnitus. And second, I use this migraine diary and create tinnitus diary. What it means? Every day, in the morning on the bed, I wrote what I did day before, who I met, which situation I did, and what I ate and what I drank. And by this way, I quite quickly recognize which drinks and which food is doing my tinnitus worse and which are doing it better. So for me, it was, for example, bananas make it very, very bad. The beer was very bad for me. Everything which use some chemistry in the food, some additives, China food was very bad for me. All these lemonade with a lot of sugar and with some additives for the flavor, everything this was very, very bad for me and was increasing my tinnitus. So I stopped to eat this and drink it. And I would say this diet helped me 20%. So this was the first thing of the diary. And second thing was that when you do the sound therapy with the ping noise, every morning you sit on the bed, you put the headphones, and you are setting up your volume of the noise. And when you do this, you see what volume you have that day. For example, one day you have 10, second day you have 12, third day you have 14, then you have 6, and you see even small changes in your tinnitus, and you can find out what is worsening and what is doing better. So by this way, I was also able to see how my tinnitus was like going up and down, but in long term, in weeks or months, it was going down and down and down. And this called me a lot, because I know that if I was able to lower tinnitus from 14 to 8, I knew that I will be able to going from 8, for example, to 0 or to 2. So this was quite important. This diary helped me a lot to calm me down and to find out what is helping me and what is doing it worse. So drinks and food was the first things. It was quite easy, because in the maybe 2 or 4 weeks I was able to identify which foods and which drinks to avoid. And the next thing was the situations and the people. Because in my case, for example, my ex-wife was like increasing this tinnitus a lot, because she was she negotiated a lot with me, and I was in stress, big stress, and also in my work when I had some important meeting, for example, with company management, I was in stress and increased my tinnitus. So after next maybe month or 2, I knew the people and situation which is making it worse. And what I did, I found a psychologist, and I told them, look, I have tinnitus, and when I meet these people or I force this situation, it is going worse. And we start to talk about it, and we try to find a root cause. And I will not go to very big details, but I found out that I had quite traumatic childhood. Because of that, I tried to be very, very strong man, and I didn't cry 18 years. I was not angry 20 years. So imagine that I didn't cry 18 years, and because I was strong man, I was doing or cooperating in extreme sports. I did box, and I was very focused on the success in my life. So I studied or finished 2 universities. I was director of department in the big bank. So this all things put me under big stress, and this was increasing tinnitus a lot as well. So after time, I stopped doing the extreme sports. It calmed me down a lot. I quit the job. I started to work on some more easy things, or not such stressful things. I try to find how to communicate with my ex-wife, but at that time it was not possible, and we got divorced. And now after several years we are friends again, but at that time there was not able to find core in this relationship, and we got divorced, and it helped me a lot. So I would say this psychology or stress relief helped me maybe 40% at minimum. So this is important, because tinnitus for me was some message from my body that I'm not like living the life I should be. For example, these extreme sports, I had a lot of things broken. You have a lot of adrenaline. You are damaging your body a lot. And my change of life, which helped me to cure tinnitus as well, was I was doing extreme sports, I was competing, then I stopped competitions, I was doing it for fun, then I stopped doing that, I was starting to do street dance, because street dance and extreme sports are quite similar group of people. And from this street dance, I recognized that I like dance even more and start to dance Latino dance. And so from extreme sports to Latino dance, and from like putting my attention to success, now I'm putting my attention to relationship and to have a nice relationship with people around me. So this was my change, which calmed me down, which calmed my stress, and when the stress go out, my tinnitus go out as well, because when I was in stress, my body, my senses were sharp and were even much more than now. And in combination with this tinnitus diary, with this tinnitus retraining therapy, with this sound therapy, with the diet change, with my life change and lifestyle change, in combination that I started to cry after 18 years and started to get angry after 20 years, my tinnitus stopped. From the beginning till the end, it took me 4 years. I had 4 years tinnitus, and the cure, when I started to cure with psychology, tinnitus diary, and the sound therapy, it took me 9 months. So my life changed a lot during the time. I started to do things which I like, not just for success, but because I like it. I started to cry. I started to openly express my emotions. I lost a lot of people from my friends, because they didn't want to see me cry, or when I was angry, and they say, okay, you was calm always, but now you are angry, and we are not like, we don't want to be friends with you anymore. But anyway, when I start to express my emotions, some people go off my life, but new people come, and with these people I have very, very nice relationship and much better life, I would say. So this is my story, and from that time I hear silence 5 years, and from that time I wrote a book. I have helped people during consultations, and I see one thing, that a lot of people with tinnitus, maybe it's also your story, and it was my story as well, have the anxiety and the fear. So this is something which is repeating and repeating. So anxiety is very, very often like trigger of the tinnitus or big stress situation in the life. So this is something. If you have this, try to find some book about anxiety, what it does in your body, so you can understand. And second thing, the people which have tinnitus, and again it was also my story, was that they have a traumatic childhood, or they went through some trauma during their life. So this was my story. As I said, I didn't give up, and because I didn't give up and was trying anything to cure it. I finally cured it. I must say that some changes in my life was not easy at all. But I can see now that that I'm like living much better life that I was living before. So again, understanding that tinnitus is not problem in ears but your brain. Second, sound therapy, but doing it right. Third thing, tinnitus diary. Then tinnitus diary and exclude food and drinks which making it worse. And then find out which situation and which people is worsening your tinnitus, and to solve this situation with psychotherapist. And if you have anxiety and fear, try to find out some book about anxiety and fear, just to read about that, because even if you read about what anxiety is, it will calm you down. So these things combined help me to cure my tinnitus. There was two more things. I don't know how many percent, there were quite minor, but it helped me a lot. I had some blocks in my back, in the spine, and I went to physiotherapist, and she helped me to unblock this, and it helped me as well. And second thing, these sinusoids here, there are the sinusoids. I don't know how to say it. In the inside on your head, you have these places, and there can be problem. And nose is connected with the sinusoids, and nose and ears are connected as well. So check with your doctor or some specialist if these sinusoids are clean and okay. And if you blow every day from your nose, it means that it is clean, it is working. If you not blow, it is not good, and you need to clean it, and it needs to go out every day. So I think I said everything important what I wanted to say. Again, I said my intention is just to show that tinnitus can be cured, and that tinnitus, I had tinnitus, and now I can hear the complete silence again. And sometimes it was quite complicated, but at the end, I'm happy that I changed my life, and I'm happy that I met Pavel Jastrebov, and I met a lot of people which helped me, and I'm happy that I can help others now. So it is everything from me, and I see here some questions from you. So I will answer them. If you have any other question, you can write me on email or write here. So I will read it. Yes, Stuart. It is if you have tinnitus from this trauma, yeah, it is very obvious. And what I recommend to you is one book from Peter A. Levine, and it is about healing trauma. And what is about this trauma like tricky, that when we go through trauma, we sometimes feel that we should be very strong, and we should not cry, we should not break down, we should be happy, or we should be calm, or something like that. but this is what happens when this happens. When you are strong, the trauma stays inside. So I will recommend you this book. I will write down the book name in the comment of this video after the video is over. So next question. Donna is asking me about the food that I skipped during the therapy, and if doctor mentioned this to you. Doctor, no, but one diet specialist asked me to not eat anything with chemistry or with additives. So this was recommendation from diet specialist, but more important was that I did the tinnitus diary every day, and I was like checking what I was eating and drinking the day before if the tinnitus was worse. And by this way, I was able to identify the things which were worsening my tinnitus. For example, for me, as I said, it was bananas, it was beer, but for example, cider was okay. And a lot of people is asking me, okay, Peter, I eat banana, I don't have any problem with that. And I said, okay, if the banana is not increasing your tinnitus, then eat it, no problem at all. So the tinnitus diary is good from this point of view, that you will find your specific foods and drinks which is making your tinnitus worse. But I would recommend for everybody to avoid a food with chemistry and chemical additives, etc. So simple foods with no chemistry will help you a lot. So Stuart is writing that he has sinus issues too. Stuart, if you have the sinus issues, I would recommend clean ocean or sea water. Just to sniff this water and doing it every day on the morning, and it will clean your sinus. I'm doing it when I'm near the sea. I'm doing it every time, and always it helped me a lot. And here's another question: if if he had headphones for ping noise, or it can be through speakers. I will recommend the speakers, headphones, because headphones, when you put the headphones in the morning in the quiet room, you see volume level of these headphones or this ping noise, and also you can have it whole day. For example, Pavel Yastrebov recommend to have it 8 hours a day. I have it 7.5 hours a day, and I did it because I was at that time I was the manager in the bank, and I cannot have this on the ears all the day during the work. So I woke up at 7. I put it on. I set up the volume for the day. I made the tinnitus diary. It took me 5 minutes. Then I go to dress up. I had this on. I was riding the car with this on. Then I go to the office or come to the office. I put it down. So this was 2 hours from 7 to 9. And then I come back after the work. And from 6 to 11, I have next 5 hours. So together I had 7 hours. So I will definitely recommend the headphones and the quality MP3 player. And Samantha is writing the Chinese food affects me. Yes, this is very common because in China food there is the sauce. I don't know how to. Is it soya sauce? But the original soya sauce, the quality soya sauce, is very expensive. So they are like putting the China food very often. The very cheap variant is soya sauce, and this cheap variant is full of glutamans, and glutamans are like somehow triggering our nervous systems, and it is always increasing tinnitus. So try to avoid glutamans in China food. And Sasi is asking or mentioning that neck and shoulder problem cause tinnitus. Yes, in my case, I would say 10% of my cure was like the unblocking this area of the neck and back. So yes, definitely. But I would stress out that was not only this case. There was more things which I mentioned already. But yes, definitely, if you feel you have something here, or even if you don't feel, go to some good physiotherapist and ask him to help him unblock this area. He's also, if he's good therapist, he also show you some exercises which you can then exercise, and it will take only half an hour a day, and it help you a lot. Also, what was interesting, because I like inline skating, and after inline skating, my tinnitus got worse always. So I spoke about this with my physiotherapist, and she said, okay, but when you are going on these skates, you have some position on your head, and we need to somehow fix it, and then it will be okay. So we were working on some exercises, and then I was able to go inline skating without increasing my tinnitus. So physiotherapy could be also some advisor for your exercises. When I'm mentioning these exercises, I would mention also the yoga, because I had a few people here which had tinnitus after the yoga classes. So please, if you exercise yoga, do it very soft way. Don't try to be like 20 years old Indian who is doing it her whole life. So some positions, do it very carefully, very slowly, and even some position I would say you should skip, or discuss with your yoga trainer that you have tinnitus. So he will, if he is good trainer, he will help you to not somehow damage this back area. Akshay is asking me if ginkgo biloba was effective. Unfortunately, I must say not at all, because, as I said, or I would say on beginning, when you have some problem with the ear for 3 days, it could be effective. But for chronic tinnitus, it was not effective at all for me. So, as I explained before, the chronic tinnitus is not problem in the ear, but of the brain, and ginkgo biloba has effect on the ears. But when you have chronic tinnitus, the ears are okay, but your brain is like increasing the sound. Okay, I have another question which came to me through email. So, do I need to write diary every day? Yes, I will strongly recommend this, to do it every day, because you will see what is getting you worse, what is getting you better. Getting worse, you will exclude these things from your life, which is getting you better, you will include more. For the things and for the people and situation you can discuss this with your psychotherapist, and we'll find out how to avoid or how to relieve the stress from these people and from this situation, and your tinnitus will calm down. So next question. What if I forget to listen noise for one day? Nothing happens. Don't be in stress. Most important is what you are doing every day, not what you are doing once a time. So when you are listening like the sound therapy 30 days and you will forget, or your player will be out of battery, don't be in stress. It doesn't matter. Next day, just to start to listen again. So, do you offer consultation all over the world? Yes, I do, through Skype. You are mentioning that I need MP3 player in the book, not the mobile phone. Why? Mobile phone is not recommended for several reasons. First reason is that when you have mobile phone, the sound therapy will be interrupted by messages, calls, SMS, etc. So you will be like dividing this therapy to many steps, or many times. So when you have MP3 player, you will just put it and you hear it whole day. You can do everything with that. It is not interrupted by calls. It is interrupted by messages. When you have a call, you just pick the phone. Your headphones are still in the ear, and you are like calling with your headphones. These headphones are the special ones because you can hear everything around you. So it is not avoiding any sound. So you just pick the phone and you are calling with the headphone on, and you are not interrupting this sound therapy. Second thing is that the quality MP3 players has the 100 volume levels. The mobile phone has 10 or 20. So when you are doing that tinnitus diary, with the phone, you will not be able to see little differences. But this is very important for the therapy. You need to see little differences, what is like making it worse and what is making it better. And with this quality MP3 player, which is a 100 volume levels, you will see if you are on 7, 8, or 6, and you can change your diet and find the situation and people which is making it worse. With mobile phone, it will be, for example, always 10, and the next step is 15, and there will be no like 11, 12, so you will not be able to see these differences. So this is why. And third thing is that most of mobile phones has not good quality of the sound output. So these are the main 3 reasons why to have these MP3 players. In the market or in the world, there are also sound generators by Siemens or Audiophone. You can take them as well. For me, the MP3 player was better because I had one already, and if you don't have MP3 player, you can ask your friends or child. There are a lot of not used MP3 player in the world because most of people, especially young people, were listening the music on these players, and now they are listening music on the mobile phones, and they don't use it. So ask if someone has some, and you can use it for your therapy, and you don't need to buy one. Did your tinnitus come back? No, I hear silence for years, and when I go to some very loud loud environment, for example, concerts or cinema, I wear earplugs. For the earplugs, if you wear earplugs, do it only in the very, very loud environment. Don't do it like at home, because it will worsen your tinnitus. Also, avoid the soundproof environment. For example, room in the night. Let the window a little bit open, or have some sound of fridge or some fountain in the another room. Some little nice sounds. Like don't be in the total silence. And how to set up volume? Thank you for this question. This is very important. So on the morning, set on the bed, for example, 10 minutes after you wake up, and just put the headphones on and set up volume which you had previous day. And now listen, if you are able to listen or hear the sound, ping noise or not. If yes, put the volume down. If you are still able to listen this noise, put the volume down. Still listen noise, put the volume down. And if you are not listen to ping noise at all, put one volume back. So, for example, on beginning, you will have, for example, 15. You hear your tinnitus, you hear the noise. You put to 14. You hear the tinnitus, you hear the noise. Put to 13. You hear the tinnitus, you hear the sound. To put to 12. You hear the tinnitus, you don't hear the sound. So put one level up to 13. So you will be listening this as low volume as possible. And very important, your tinnitus must be always louder. So this is very important to have this sound lower and as low as possible. And after that, when you have this 13, you will write number 13 to your diary. And next day, you have, for example, 15, and you will compare, okay, it is stronger. So you will check what you eat on beginning, what you drink. And when you identify these things, and when you get rid of these things which are worsening, then you can also check or look at situations and people. And for same for the what is if it will be lower next day, you will check, okay, I went to countryside for a walk and it helped me. So you will try to go to countryside more often, and it will like decreasing your tinnitus. And in this diary, you will see that it is oscillating. It is, for example, 15, 14, 16, 10, 12, but then it is going down and it is like 10, 9, 7, 6, 8, 4, and you will see that it is constantly decreasing over the time. And also what helped me, that my tinnitus was changing to this noise, that it is whistling and the ringing in my ears, which was very, very terrible in the time, changed to the pink noise. So Sashi is asking me next question: vitamin deficient cause problem. Sashi, I don't know. I'm sorry. I would say that if you eat vegetables and when you eat fruits and like normal food, which is not like some fast food or something, that then you will have the vitamins. But I think that some B vitamins causing the nervous system is calming down. So I would say that B vitamin could help a little bit, but I would say change your diet and eat vegetables and eat fruits instead of some pills. What is interesting, my client come here and has said, okay, what is I like the oranges, but oranges is increasing my tinnitus. And I said, okay, it is very interesting. So let's check this. And really, in his diary, we saw that when he ate orange, next time it was stronger. The tinnitus was stronger. And I was like thinking about that, and then I asked him, okay, do you clean the orange before you eat it? I mean, like in the water. And I said, no, I just peel the surface out and I eat that. And I said, okay, but there are in this oranges there is a lot of chemistry. So maybe this chemistry is going to your hand, and then when you eat it, then you mix this chemistry with the orange you eat. And he started to clean his orange under the water before he leave it, and now he can eat the orange, and it is not increasing his tinnitus. So once again, I would say try to find all these things with help of diary, not only just one thing. On my cure was like combinations of things. As I said, 40% this, 10% that, and really psychotherapy helped me a lot to release my stress, and the stress is very, very connected with tinnitus. And I think that's all. I had answer all the questions. We are speaking already 1 hour, and if you have any questions, you can send me an email or write here, and I will send you answer. And if really anything is needed, don't be alone with your tinnitus. Try to find another way. And Sashi is asking one more thing. I saw anti-specialized MRI done and nothing found. Any other special test needs to be done, think for neck and shoulders. Sashi, I would recommend to go to good physiotherapist to check your neck and shoulders, definitely. But if you had MRI and ENT, there is nothing else needs to be done. From the doctor point of view, it's proof that you are okay, and you just need to unblock your spine or back and just find some good physiotherapist. And Graham is asking me, I think so 2 years. I have it under amazing control most days. I take many supplements for peripheral neuropathy, oils, with ginkgo, alpha acid, carnitine, and it reduces virtually nothing. Yeah, I want to people know. Oh, Graham, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your sharing. So Graham is writing that he's using oils, beefids, ginkgo alpha lipoic acid, and acetyl carnitine, and his tinnitus has reduced to virtual nothing. So he's sharing his success story. So thank you very much for that, because I think it is very important to understand that tinnitus can be cured. This is the main stone of the cure. So thank you very much for your participations. And if you need something, just let me know. And I wish you the best. And one more question by Sashi: acupuncture help? I tried it and it didn't help me. So for me there was no help. And Graham is also writing that fish oils and things that support nerve growth and anti-inflammatory help him. Yes, I will. I think that this can help, because if there is something which calm our nerves down, it is helping to cure tinnitus. So thank you very much and have a nice day, and I wish you all the best and stay in touch.